Thanks so much for joining us. I've got a wonderful cast up here, and I'm going to get to that in a second, but I've been promising you a wide shot of this pavilion, and not only are we going to show you the set here with the beautiful video wall from D3, but DJ, who's operating a live U-Pack wirelessly, is going to go a little bit further in a minute, and he's going to show you the whole pavilion, which has all our sponsors, and then he's just going to walk around the floor as we talk. And we're going to cut back and forth to him, but you can see it there. DJ, get us a wide shot of this whole pavilion, and then take off and listen to the direction of the directors. Look at that. This is the whole pavilion. You see Nokia, Ozo, Data Video. You see LiveView. You see all these wonderful companies. And there you go right there. We're going to work DJ really hard in this next segment. Of course, I've got Jason Aaron joining me, the wonderful filmmaker, documentarian, and director. My man, Eric Fletcher, has finally joined us. He is the camera operator extraordinaire, DP, producer, camera operator, cinematographer, Dexter, True Blood, Grey's Anatomy, all sorts. The list goes on. Shameless, yep. and on and on and on. I just say, I think your first thing was Risky Business. You were on Risky Business. That was your first real job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did Risky Business, then I did a Sean Penn movie called Bad Boys, and then I did a Sean Penn, Tom Cruise movie called Taps.
Nice.
Yep.
And what was your favorite line from Risky Business? I have to ask you. I've never asked you that.
Jeez. You don't buy Panasonic when you want Sony.
There you go. Very appropriate. I like the U-boat line.
Joel, open the door. You don't buy Panasonic when you want Sony. Yeah.
Very nice. There are two lines I love. The one where he, who's the captain of the U-boat?
Yeah.
And then when everybody's at the end, I made $500 in 7 weeks, and he gets up and goes, I made $8 grand in one night.
Yeah.
And of course, we're joined by Claudia Barbiero. Am I saying that right?
Hi.
Yes, you did.
Okay, she's a great friend, and she's a phenomenal person, and she's from LiveView, who is providing sometimes live images to the wonderful D3 display here, and also DJ was using a LiveView LU 500 to go out and give us off-site interviews or out-of-booth interviews, and also show us the set just recently. But we're using, to go onto this screen, the LiveView Solo, hooked up to a GoPro, and that's your newest product, which is truly amazing.
Yeah, and it's truly made for this market that we're here today. I mean, these guys here are our customer, the people that are behind the camera and want to go and get a great shot if they're doing anything live. But we've brought that same technology now to put it in the reach of all different vertical markets so that they can stream straight online and still have that same broadcast quality now online. Really super easy, and you don't, no offense, but you don't have to be a camera whiz in order to use it and get a great live shot now.
No, that's even better.
I know. It is. It's meant to be plug and play because on a certain level there are people that need to bring live, whether it's to talk to their shareholders or if they're doing a worship event. And bringing better quality online is kind of the key topic now. Everyone thought that they were a great cinematographer by using an iPhone. We all know that that's not the case. Not just from the quality that you can get from the phone, but also just from the connectivity. So if you're trying to bring that content somewhere and reach somebody live, you really do need higher-end encoding and higher-end transport protocol.
Well, I always love whenever I go, oh my God, I have to stream this live right now, and all I have is my iPhone, so let me do it. And then I get just really into it. We got something great going, and I get 3 phone calls in a row, and it ends the live stream.
Buffer.
Yeah. It's really awful. But what's great about the Solo is the flexibility. It's got SDI in or HDMI in. It can take a lot of different flavors. You can cellular bond with it, and you can also give it Ethernet. So we're using it in our workflow to go to Switchboard, who's another sponsor of us, and be able to stream to Switchboard, which will fan out to a bunch of CDNs for us. So it's in our workflow for this show right now, in addition to being in our workflow because it feeds this display as our live camera.
So you can imagine this unit that they're holding right now is walking around. So it's wirelessly connecting and tapping into your workflow using bonding technology, like you mentioned, cellular and Wi-Fi, and you could have an Ethernet if you wanted to make it even more robust. But the beauty of it is it dynamically adapts to what the available bandwidth is and ensures that that video stays good looking and the stream stays solid. So while DJ's walking around, he's doing all that wirelessly. He's not connected to all the cables in your studio right now.
That would be a really long cable. He's pretty far away. We're in Central Hall, and I would say I know where he is right now because I walked around Central Hall. He's a good, like, probably 1,500 feet away from us right at this moment.
Quick question. Do you have, now is this providing some sort of time code, or is it is it a crash box that has to go back through?
So this unit
this
one is actually geared for more of a plug and play use. So there's no physical server that it has to go through. It actually just goes through the cloud, and then can go direct to whatever CDN or online video provider, direct to Facebook with one touch click. So you can just immediately start from here, and you're streaming live online once you connect with what your OVP is.
Okay.
Our other products do have different options and technologies. Things like for broadcast level television, if you need IFB, if you want to talk back to the reporter that's on scene.
I want to talk back to everybody.
And those do go through either physical or virtual servers. So there's really levels all the way up, but this is kind of the entry level, same technology as our broadcast customers use, but now in an easier to use format.
Well, it looks really, I mean, it looks alarmingly simple to use. It's plug in. I guess plug your bonding modem in.
Yep,
and
there's
you're
two
done.
USBs. That is if you are static and you want to add a LAN, and then you can connect to Wi-Fi. And it's all done through the touchscreen.
What sort of delay is DJ on right now?
So DJ right now
He's on a 1 second delay.
Is he on a 1 second?
1 second
Yeah.
delay, yeah.
So on some of our products, you can actually set that yourself. There's obviously the shorter the delay, that could impact quality, but as we can see, it's not impacting DJ right now. For our online streaming devices, we do set it at a 5 second delay, and that's purely because most online video providers need that in order to recognize the stream and ensure that it's consistent to go straight online.
So here are some interesting things that I want to bring up about it, and then I want to talk about, for more of like Eric's space, the LU500 for a minute. But cellular bonding, a lot of people don't know what that means, so I'm going to kind of break it down real quick. We've all seen Ghostbusters. I hope all of you have seen Ghostbusters. We're Ghostbusters fans. So when they need to kill the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, they have to cross their beams, right? Cross the stream. Yep. And so basically that gives them the power of all 4 of their streams, right? And so basically cellular bonding is that. It takes the cellular modem you get at Verizon or AT&T or whatever, and that's 1 signal strength. Then you can plug in up to 2 on this, which gives you the combined effort of both of those. If you also plug in an Ethernet, now you have the combined effort of all 3 of those, and it can also take a Wi-Fi signal in, so now you've got the combined effort of 4, and so that's cellular bonding. It gives you a much better signal strength.
Ghostbusters explains everything.
Ghostbusters does, yes.
I know, I think he just designed our next commercial.
Yeah, that's pretty great. One question.
Well, I look forward to that. That's great.
Give me the rights.
Could you bond a AT&T and a Verizon?
Yep.
So you can
that's
ensure a signal
actually
loss.
ideal. With this unit, what's great is, the modems are plug and play. So if you're getting off a plane in LA where maybe T-Mobile and Verizon are stronger, you can pop those in and bond those 2. If you're in Vegas right now and AT&T is the best, you could have 2 AT&T modems.
Well, what I'm asking is could you have an AT&T modem and a Verizon modem?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and that's usually the case. In fact, in the unit that DJ is using, he's got a mix of 6 different internal modems right now. And I believe it's 2 Verizon, 2 AT&T, and I'm not sure what the other 2 are inside.
1 T-Mobile, 1 Sprint. Maybe. Why not?
Yeah.
Plug everyone.
So it's a phenomenal device, but you asked how easy it is to use. You push the button to turn on, then you push the button to stream. That's how easy it is to use.
Yeah.
When you plug the camera in.
The only thing you have to do, and somebody else can do this remotely even, is set up where it's going.
Link it to where you want it to show. And that's why it's great having Switchboard here too, because what they do, and they're through our portal, you can link to your Switchboard account, and what they can then do is simulcast that to multiple online video providers at the same time. But we're going to be doing demos here in the pavilion, so I do welcome anybody to swing on by, and maybe we'll do a little video demo at some point during one of the workshops.
It'll be very cool. And Switchboard is great. We used it for ETG, the Elite Tournament Gaming Tournament that was #2 on Twitch all day on BeTerrific. And we went to Twitch, the league's Twitch, our YouTube, our live stream, and Facebook all at the same time thanks to Switchboard. Eric, for a case use I've been talking to my good friend Nils Johnson, who is very much involved in your industry, the cinematography industry, very high-end filmmaking, right? And he wants to use the LU500 to have the B unit be able to, with a 1 second delay, send back to what they're doing to his he does 24p playback, to his cart, the B unit, so that the director can then sit there and go, let me look at B unit, and he can look at it in real time and direct B unit, but from anywhere in the world.
Right.
You don't have to be, I need a satellite uplink. You're talking about a 1 second delay with cellular. And so he's very excited about that. Obviously, it's something that would help you.
That's a great idea. I mean, you could be working on a show and you could have multiple units out. You could be doing like when we had the space shuttle going through LA, we had cameras all over LA, camera teams all over LA, and it's an interesting way that you could actually see it
and direct it because you know, our transmitter technology, like stuff from our friends at TerraDeck, it's Wi-Fi limited to 2,600 feet. Right.
Basically, it compares the time that the transmitter sent to the receiver. It compares the time of flight, and if the time of flight goes a couple of milliseconds over what 2,600 feet is, it won't accept it anymore. Legal reasons, because it's unlicensed.
He got his abacus out to do that math.
I was about to say, it's a little early for that.
It's all up here. But
Jason's counting on his fingers. It's like
exactly.
20. I don't have 2,600 fingers.
You know, that's a really interesting idea. Question: what's the internal battery life?
So it's 2 hours while it's streaming, you know, and that's give or take because, you know, obviously the higher rate that you're connecting, just like with your phone, if you're connected to GPS, it might suck the juice a little bit faster, but we say on average, and it will run while it's plugged in though too, so you can actually kind of keep it going.
What's the data rate of the input and what's the data rate of the output?
Data rate of the input and data rate of the output. Ari.
So in other words, if I stick a 50
we
megabits,
have to go to a lifeline.
I'm in marketing. No, I'm kidding.
If we have to stick a
data
50
rate of the input and data rate of the output.
You're gonna have to get a little closer so we can hear you.
We're having audience participation.
By the way, while he's coming over,
this is phone a friend.
Yes.
Is the micro SD for recording?
So on this unit, it actually isn't active because this unit's made to go straight online. But our other units that are the same form factor that are part of our broadcast line, it's actually for a great feature called Store and Forward. So if you're in a location where live isn't important, but you want to get that higher quality video back faster, you can actually chunk it and send it as the bandwidth opens up or while you're recording. So you find people doing that. In LA is a perfect example. We have a couple customers, television customers, that when they're on one side of LA, they want to get a breaking news story back to production so they can start to do their graphics and write their story, but it's not going on live. So rather than waiting for them to drive all the way across downtown LA traffic, they can actually, as they're recording, story and forward it. And it's a cool feature. Yeah.
So the answer.
So yeah, thank you.
I got the answer to your question as far as the output data rate is 12 megabits a second is really the maximum.
Okay.
As the output, and the input I think
the
is
input's going to be
whatever. Yeah.
You know, because presently a lot of the studios, they want the executives actually have a wall of monitors where they can actually be watching the video assist from all their sets, and I can see them using this. Especially say, you know, you're in LA as an exec and you got a movie shooting in Atlanta or Nova Scotia or Ireland.
I was about to say,
you're going to be doing Star Wars. You know, and you could be taking a look at what they're doing.
And the beauty part is this,
and deciding whether you're going to fire somebody right there.
But this fits in your pocket essentially. So it's not like sending a ton of equipment or much less, God forbid, a satellite truck or big production. It's literally a guy and a camera and this, and they can go pretty much anywhere.
Well, and I said to you yesterday.
Or gal, sorry.
Well, speaking of gal, what I said to you yesterday is we want to have Andrea Fasano with one in Los Angeles, so at all times, first of all, we can set her up with a little studio, and she can do a daily show from there back to our studio. But then she can go wherever she wants, cover all sorts of things in LA for us live. We're actually going to be at E3 next week with her. You know, we're going to be using the LU500 from there, but she could, if we weren't coming out to that, she could go do it.
But see, you just hit a very interesting use case for this. We have people, especially right now with the political elements heating up, you've got people all over the place, senators, congressmen that want to hop onto a morning program really quickly, and you're not going to send a satellite truck. Most people's homes don't have a full studio set up with a hard line in that has the bandwidth capable of it. These are perfect for doing those quick pop-up kind of remote studios, so someone can live tap in and be broadcasting from anywhere. So it's kind of like your remote produce anywhere.
At this point, I mean, you're basically making it where the ENG van, the mini OB truck, doesn't exist anymore. You can throw it in your pocket.
Or there's new hybrids too. It doesn't have to be as expensive or as big. In fact, one of our partners, FlyMotion, is in the North Hall with their mobile production unit for drones. So they're actually using this wireless bonded technology to communicate and send the live signal from drones, and they're actually sending it into a mobile truck, but in that vehicle they're doing all the production or all the content sharing.
Well, and we interviewed them at NAB at Fly Motion. I think they're here at InfoComm, and it's really, really cool what they're able to do. I think of from a journalist standpoint, I could have that in my regular camera bag, and all of a sudden I get a call, I take my go bag, I get on a plane, I land somewhere, and within 3 minutes.
This makes political embeds a lot easier, is all I'm going to say. If you notice, most of them are carrying around 80 pounds of luggage usually, and it's all camera
Where
equipment.
does this video go, for those who don't know?
So in essence, this the video is getting encoded. So
anywhere you want.
Yeah. So and it's going into the cloud. No, not to be obtuse about it, but in essence, it is going through the cloud to get transcoded. So as our encoder and our algorithms sort of repacket the video and make sure it can dynamically adapt to the bit rate that's available. At the other end somewhere, it does need to come back together and get reordered so that you can view it. That's happening virtually through our cloud servers, for this unit anyway, and then it's putting out an RTMP stream. So in essence, that RTMP can be pointed anywhere. There's a simple portal, so you can go on and either link directly to your online video provider. A lot of folks we have one-touch integration, so it's literally just as simple as logging into your account, and it's sending the stream to that player. In others, you literally can, I can set in a custom RTMP and have it send back to my switcher if it'll take RTMP.
Right. So you talked about Facebook Live, so live stream, Ustream, who's...
Ustream's one of our partners there in our portal as well,
Just to clarify right now, you can go to live stream with it. Live stream charges an additional fee to get an RTMP. They'd like you to use their encoders and equipment. It's a proprietary platform in that way, but if you are willing to pay, you can do it with that, and there are some other ways around it with it as well that people are working on, including
honestly, a lot of folks, I mean, I think Facebook has got an interesting opportunity ahead of them because they actually have kind of the marketing, the eyeballs, how to notify of a live event. From a live standpoint, it's going to be an interesting prospect. And the second they opened up their API to allow for better quality video in, because I think they recognized, not that there's anything wrong with the iPhone and the app, it's great, it's convenient, but you're limited to the quality and the signal strength. Once they open that up, a lot of businesses, enterprises, brands, anyone who's kind of using their Facebook base to now actually add live to it, because live is a key element. It's really kind of exploding. We're seeing a lot of people raise their hands and say, I got to see this, I got to know, because this will allow me now not to lose viewers, and I'm spending all this money on this event that I'm producing, but now people aren't going to turn away because the sound is bad, or the lighting's bad, or the stream breaks up. It's kind of that last piece. It's the piece that nobody notices. It's what we call the first mile of it. Everyone notices what it looks like on the other end and how they're viewing it from the CDN. But as I'm sure you guys know, better quality in, better quality out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just every time I hear RTMP, I think of Dudley Do Right. Here's a Canadian Mounties.
I got to tell you, it's phenomenal stuff. It works really well. We've had zero issues with any of the live view gear, and I've been very, very impressed by it. We saw a shot of Central Hall, the entrance to it, just a few seconds ago while you were talking, that DJ's got. I mean, that on my Apple Watch, it's probably 20,000 steps from here to there. No, in reality, it's probably about 500 steps.
But literally, we could put DJ on a plane. He couldn't broadcast while he's on the plane, but when he landed, wherever he landed, he'd be able to broadcast, and we'd be
I mean, that depends if it's your own plane.
That's right.
Yes.
Do you
Just
have
how
one,
high you're
Michael?
flying, as long
Have we gotten that successful?
as long as
Where
you
are we
fly
going?
low, you could, you can maintain it.
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
all
One
right.
day.
And the other thing that is interesting is,
Well, I will tell you,
DJ's walking around an RF-heavy environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if we threw up a spectrum scanner right now, it would probably say, goodbye, I don't want to be here
Correct.
anymore.
Before NAB, the night before NAB, we were out to dinner with somebody who said he had to get on a private plane and go to LA, and the whole team. And I said, let's do it. We're going to take the LU 500. We'll go on your G5. He's like, well, how are you going to get back? I'm like, we'll find our own way back. Don't worry.
It's only a 4-hour drive.
Then I had this idea, exactly, of us leaving our set empty and telling Craig from Data Video to send Miguel
That would
over
be great.
to set people up with, and then we would literally interview them from the beach in LA.
That would be awesome.
And we were going to live stream from
And
the
then
plane.
just show it on the big video wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you talk about use cases. A few weeks ago, we did a live stream from Gotham Hall in New York
Yes.
City, and I mean, for those that don't know, it's an old bank, and that building, I mean, it's built well.
Right.
And
I was in China Okay.
Watching live. And
I was watching live in China.
We used the live view. I mean, we had a great switcher setup, something like what you see up here, but the vast majority of the content that we were producing for that event was happening on another floor, inside this vault, inside New York City, so Midtown Manhattan.
Let me paint the picture a little bit better.
That's awesome.
Let me paint the picture just a little bit better. Here we go. It's a concrete limestone structure that was built in the 1800s with steel vaults, right? Yeah. It is in the heart of New York City in Herald Square, 36th Street and Broadway, at rush hour.
Yes.
And I mean, as many problems and challenges as you could present in this area, it literally was the toughest environment we've ever worked in for this, and the LU500 did an amazing job.
I mean, I think there's maybe an unknown factor for a lot of folks. They think, how on earth is this going to work? And I think really it is seeing is believing and trying it out. Just like that, there's been some seriously challenging environments, seriously, let's say, congested environments where you don't think you can actually get a signal out. But because we're bonding multiple signals together, and because there are some special sauce in some of our transport protocols that allows it to adapt without losing the video quality, you can do a great job. In fact, even if it goes down to just one connection is the only one that you still have, it will still maintain that stream until it comes back up without anyone on the other side seeing a difference.
But I'll say it's not only because of your bonding, it's the way you do it, because there are some other bonding options out there, but I haven't seen it work as well. And you talk about the Super Bowl and all sorts of events, but until we did this bank, quite honestly, this bank job we did, it was the toughest environment I think we've ever used it in is here for InfoComm, CES, and NAB, and NAB with everybody with their microwave trucks and all sorts of stuff, and we've used it for all of them, but at CES in the sands with no cellular connections at all from cell phones in the basement for Eureka Park, where all the startups are, we got out.
Yeah, and some folks are probably listening to the bank job story and going, hey idiot, why don't you just run a cable? And you know what, sometimes you can't. This is a hall, they said, no cables.
Right.
But it's also, and if you can, sometimes it's cost prohibitive too in certain productions.
Well, and also sometimes you walk into a situation like in here where we're not allowed to do a cable. We have to schedule it, get it in, and if it's a pop story, that's an impossibility.
Right. Well, and certainly for this situation, even when I was on the phone with Jason from China, and he said, this would be a lot less stressful with a cable. Why wouldn't they just let us run a cable? I mean, can't we just? I mean, it's not that far. We could have run a cable.
We were. I mean, it was essentially upstairs. We were one floor apart, almost on top of each other.
And he was like, "Look, we'll just drill a hole in the floor,
throw it up the window."
Done that.
But the beauty part too is, I know maybe it wouldn't have been appropriate for necessarily that shoot, but because now you are mobile, now you could pop out front and get additional coverage.
We absolutely did that. We did our opening from outside, walked it inside.
Which you wouldn't have been able to do with
exactly.
So our talent really wanted to do that. He wanted to walk in, and I was like, oh, you're killing me now. Because also now you're actually stepping out into Manhattan in rush hour, and we did it. It was perfect.
And you're talking about the audience at home. That's exciting. They feel like they're a part of it.
And when crew cost is such a major cost in any production. It's one guy wearing this in a bag essentially over his back, holding a camera, and that's it. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. Cool. It is pretty amazing. Cool. So that's a live view. We'll hear a lot more from you. We'll have some seminars. Yep. We've showed the shots of DJ running around. We've had it up on the wall. We'll have it up on the wall again. And it's cool. You can do it with a GoPro. You can even plug in your iPhone if you wanted. Yep. But you can do all sorts of other cameras as well. Real cameras.
Now you can put in even a nice DSLR right now and get better quality.
And you can plug it into a switcher. Here we just had for a second the live shot of the GoPro from the Live View Solo that we have that shows the floor. And I like that we have the ocean, but I also like that we also can show the floor, and it can look like we're actually turned around and facing the floor. And we can do all sorts of stuff. We can make this look like a step and repeat even, if we wanted to.
Let's really confuse the audience.
I know. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Most of them have no idea what a step and repeat is. They know it as the red carpet.
The red carpet.
The red carpet. We can make it look like the red carpet.
We know it as a step and repeat.
Yeah.
They know it as the red carpet.
All right. The red carpet. Can we get a red carpet put here later?
Why don't we put a red carpet behind us? They'll think we're like
this carpet red.
Suspended in air.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Kind of like an Aladdin's carpet.
We'll stream 360 with the Ozo right here, and then we'll really mess them up.
Wow.
Put a headset on someone and I'm sticking around.
I don't know about that.
All right. Claudia, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with a whole lot more. Your live continuing coverage of InfoComm 2016 on BeTerrific. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Oh, look at that. All's forgiven, DJ.